This week on Channel 8 News, we'll be taking a look at Northwest's annual 9/11 stair climb event, a rally that happened here on campus, a self-defense class, and more. Your Channel 8 News starts right now. Thanks for tuning in to Channel 8 News. I'm Courtney Rowe. This previous Saturday marked the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attack on the World Trade Center that left our entire country in shock, mourning, and a loss for words. Students, faculty, and members of the community gathered at the Bearcat Stadium to honor those who lost their lives that day in the second annual 9/11 stair climb event. Lauren Adams has more.
Northwest Missouri State University held a 9/11 stair climb challenge at Bearcat Stadium on Saturday to honor the 343 firefighters who lost their lives that day. The challenge consisted of climbing 2,071 steps starting at 7 a.m. Participants were given the option of picking a specific firefighter to honor by carrying a picture of that person with their name on it. Jordan Greenhaw and Jill Brown created this event last year and hope to continue it in the years to come.
We were trying to think of different things we could do for the like Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and 9/11 came up, and we were like, you know what's really cool that some cities are doing is this climb for firefighters. So it kind of all started with immediately contacting the Maryville Fire Department to see if they wanted to team up, as this event couldn't be possible without them. And so they were all for it, they were all on board, and from there it just kind of took off, and this is our second year of doing it, so it's still very new.
9/11 happened when I was in college. It was hard to even imagine that was even true or that was even happening in our world, because kind of just living in your own lane trying to, pass chemistry. And so that's why I really wanted to do this event, because I work with college students every single day. And I just want to make sure people don't ever forget what happened on 9/11, because it's easy to get back in our groove and forget about really important things and what happened that day and all those lives lost.
Participants ranged from all ages and backgrounds. Each had their own reason as to why they wanted to complete the challenge.
I joined the service, and I have a lot of respect for the guys who went out there that day and actually, gave the ultimate sacrifice. So I wanted to climb here in solidarity with them and my National Guard brothers and sisters. I was just a small child whenever it happened, but just growing up, I saw the effects of it and always thought it was a little strange now that seeing kids that weren't even alive when it happened, and had a deep impact on me and why I joined the service.
Even though we can't change what happened, we can continue to remember and honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. For the stories that matter to you, this has been Lauren Adams with KNWT Channel 8 News.
Thanks, Lauren. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at a rally that happened here on campus in support of ending sexual assault for those affected by the University of Nebraska-Lincoln incident. Don't go away. Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Courtney Rowe. On August 31st of this year, students and faculty here at Northwest gathered at the bell tower for the Bearcats for Banning Fiji rally to show their support for the survivors at UNL and help end rape culture. Right behind me, the Bearcats for Banning Fiji rally is happening here at the bell tower. The University of Nebraska at Lincoln's Phi Gamma Delta fraternity, more popularly referred to as Fiji, was suspended on August 25th due to allegations of sexual assault occurring at the fraternity's house, as well as breaking probation. Among the many speakers at the rally was Northwest graduate Ben Moran. I sat down with the It's On Us advisor and Green Dot coordinator to hear more about what he had to say on the situation.
When we talk about sexual assault or violence, people don't want to talk about it. It's taboo, right? But that's letting it hide in the dark, and then it's a cycle, right? It keeps happening. When we finally say, hey, enough, let's have this conversation, let's do these things to make a difference. When you finally take that step to start to make an impact, that's when we can make a change. Because if one person does something, it doesn't matter. But if one person does it, and then a few more do it, and then quite a few more, and then all of a sudden you have a cultural change. People are making these shifts to say, hey, violence, not going to happen.
Although this terrible incident occurred on a Nebraska campus, the reason that this rally was held and the reality of the situation is that the epidemic of on-campus sexual assaults is a major problem everywhere, including here at Northwest.
At Northwest, reality is it's happening. Might be the person next to you, it might be your roommate, and it's something that we don't talk about. So understanding that these things are happening and people do experience this, I think that's an important thing to understanding how to actually combat sexual assault and violence of all forms.
As the protest comes to a close, Bearcats are leaving their signs in solidarity for all victims of sexual violence. Echoing what a lot of speakers have said this evening, if you see something, say something. Don't be afraid to speak up. If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, please contact Wellness Services as well as UPD to receive guidance and the necessary help needed. If you see something, say something. In related news, the Green Dot program here at Northwest teamed up with Northwest UPD and hosted a self-defense class that provided knowledge and training to participants on how to stay safe and defend themselves in potentially harmful situations. Kenzie Denning has more on the story.
On September 11th of this year, the Northwest University Police Department teamed up with the Green Dot program and held a self-defense class for women to learn how to protect themselves in dangerous situations. I sat down with Ben Moran, a coordinator for the Northwest Green Dot program, to get a little bit more insight on how self-defense helped him and why self-defense training is an important life skill.
As a kid, I actually signed up for karate. It was something that my friends were doing, and I was like, oh, this would be cool. I didn't ever really think I'd use it, but I actually got into a few fights in middle school. Someone was aggressive, and really having that knowledge and that ability to defend myself and de-escalate the situation was super beneficial for not just me, but for both parties. It prevented things from getting actually worse than they could have been. Self-defense training is beneficial because it gives you an extra tool in your toolkit. So when we talk about violence prevention, we talk about skills and knowledge to really, no matter the situation, you have something in your pocket or in your toolkit to help you. Self-defense is one of those things where you understand that people can get physical, so having that aspect to be able to defend yourself and de-escalate that situation and keep yourself safe, that's important.
After speaking with Moran, I followed up with Officer Martinez, who led this event and demonstrated some self-defense moves.
I advocated it for my own children, I advocate it for my own grandchildren, so why wouldn't I advocate it for everybody? And I've taught elderly women, I've taught people with some disabilities, you just try to gear it to their level, because I've had students that are in wheelchairs that really have not much use of their hands. You know how scary they must feel, or how scared they must feel sometimes. They feel defenseless, but it was fun to work with them to try to figure out what defense do they have. What are your skills? How can I exploit those abilities so you can feel a little safer?
After watching all of these defense moves, I thought I would try some out myself.
Whip, remember, and then this hand comes in and you pull it all to your stomach and then you turn towards me.
This has been Mackenzie Denning with KNWT Channel 8 News.
Thanks, Kenzie. For anyone interested in attending one of these sessions, Monday, September 13th and Tuesday, September 28th, the Green Dot program and UPD will be hosting more self-defense classes that will provide knowledge and training to participants on how to stay safe and defend themselves in potentially harmful situations. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the Minority Men's Organization's Wild and Out event and more, so don't go away. Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I'm Courtney Rowe. On Friday, September 10th, the Minority Men's Organization held a special event with their rendition of the hit VH1 TV show Wild and Out, where students participated in a comedy show with jokes, laughter, and building a sense of community amongst the students. UHoman April Moltok has more on the story.
The Minority Men Organization of Northwest Missouri State University hosted an event called Wild and Out in the boardroom of the Student Union on Friday, 10th of September. The event was inspired by Nick Cannon's Wilding Out, an MTV show that's dedicated to entertaining live audiences through a blend of hip-hop and comedy. The experience here on campus was rather similar, with several lyrical battles between the black and silver team, both competing for the championship belt. Food and drinks were provided for guests, and the organizers were elated by the turnout.
This is our first event actually for MMO, and just seeing how many people came out and us doing teamwork stuff is a good event. I really appreciate it, and we definitely gonna do this again.
At the end of the day, the silver team took it home, which brought a close to the event.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a champion.
The Minority Men Organization, alongside partnering organizations like Black Students Union, intend to have more events like this through the course of the semester.
Our next big event, we want to work on a kickball tournament with like all the different organizations on campus, get that together. And the people that's not in organizations, they can pick what teams they want to play for. Like, it's going to be like a weekly thing. Just a tournament, get to everybody, know each other, make it better.
We are planning a campus-wide run trunk or treat for homecoming week to kick it off, just to show for the community that we do care, and just have the children and the parents come out and get candy and have fun and get well acquainted with the college kids that do live here.
For more information on upcoming events, please check the event calendar on the school website. This has been Uhuman April Mortok, bringing the stories that matter to you.
Thanks, Uhuman. We are reaching the end of our show, but before we go, we'd like to take a moment and recognize a Bearcat alumni, Justin Ross, along with director Christopher Allender and screenwriter Marcos Gabriel for their horror film, The Old Ways. The Old Ways was released on Netflix August 25th of this year and has since been deemed the #1 horror movie on Netflix in the world, along with earning a 95% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Congratulations, Justin, Christopher, Marcos, their cast and crew for all of their hard work. We can't wait to see what the future holds for you all. Well, that is all the time we have here for Channel 8 News. Be sure to tune in every Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. right here at KNWT Channel 8. Or you can find us on our YouTube page at KNWT TV. From all of us here at Channel 8 News, I'm Courtney Rowe, and have a great night.